on, guys? Truth Be Told 92 here. Today I want to talk about the indecisive and inconsistency within the African American community, the black community. And what brings me to this topic is the situation with the stand your ground situations, black on black crime, and many other issues within the black community where people are just not they don't want to take accountability, and then they're hypocritical about everything. So what I mean by the indecisive and hypocrisy and inconsistency is, look at the cases, look at the situations. There's a situation right now where a 15-year-old unarmed girl, Adrian Broadway, was shot and killed in, I believe, Little Rock, Arkansas. And she was shot and killed from a result of an egging prank. And while they were egging this man's car, Willie Noble, I believe he's 48, they egged this man's car, and it was a prank, and he came out and he shot multiple shots as the car was fleeing with the teenagers in it. Well, unfortunately, 15-year-old Adrian Broadway was shot in the head as they were fleeing. She's dead. And now Willie Noble is in custody. And there's a lot of black YouTubers on YouTube who, they're basically saying, some of them are saying, oh, well, they shouldn't have been out there egging the car. They shouldn't have been doing the prank. What is she doing out late at 1 o'clock in the morning? What are they doing? He had every right to shoot and kill her, blah, 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 blah. But then, keep in mind, if Willie wasn't black, if Willie was white or a non-black, and he shot and killed Adrian Broadway and shot at these unarmed teenagers, guess what? You guys will be in a massive uproar talking about how it's racist and wrong. And it's very funny because you'll sit up here and you'll use similar excuses that Zimmerman and Michael Dunn and Theodore Wafer and many other non-blacks and whites have used when they were taking law into their own hand, Because if we're going to say that she shouldn't have been out that late and they shouldn't have been pranking, well, Zimmerman was basically saying the similar thing about Trayvon. He shouldn't have been walking at night. He shouldn't have had a hood over his head, And when I said something, he should have turned around and addressed me. Same thing with Jordan Davis. Michael Dunn is basically saying, and a lot of non-blacks and whites are saying, hey, they shouldn't have been playing loud music. And then if I addressed them and told them, hey, you need to turn the music down, they should have turned the music down. Well, same thing with Theodore Wafer in the situation with Renisha McBride and how she was shot in the face point blank with a shotgun while ringing the door. It was also late in the morning, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when this happened. Well, she shouldn't have been out either, right? Exactly. That's what I mean by you're hypocrites. You guys want to pick and choose what we're going to deem racist and wrong. But if it's a black person involved who's doing the killing, all of a sudden, well, he had every right to do what he did. He was protecting his family and his property. They shouldn't have been out, blah, 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 blah. And granted, they shouldn't have been egging his car. They shouldn't have been throwing eggs at his car. That was wrong. That is breaking a law. You're damaging someone else's property. That is true. However, throwing eggs at someone and shooting and killing someone throwing eggs at a vehicle and shooting and killing someone for doing so, those are extremes. That's to the far extreme, and he will serve time. Because you don't go around shooting and killing folks because they threw eggs at your car. Then on top of that, research before you open your mouth. Willie Noble's son, the man who shot and killed Adrian Broadway, his son did a prank on Adrian a couple of months before. I believe it was in October or November when he did the prank on her. So they were repaying the favor. Once again, ain't nobody talking about how his son had pranked her first, but yet they want to focus so much on the egging of the car and not seeing why the car got egged. Think about it. All right, I'm not trying to give excuses, but it just amazes me how hypocritical a lot of black people are. Because keep in mind, if Willie was white or non-black, you guys would be going crazy. You guys would be flipping out. And this is why a lot of people look at black people and don't take us seriously because we're too indecisive. We're too inconsistent on what we deem right and wrong and what's an issue and what's not an issue. And that's why when we talk about Trayvon Martin, Jordan Davis, Renisha McBride, Rekia Boyd, and other blacks that have died, non-blacks and whites always bring up, well, you guys have high rates of your own crime. You have high rates of black-on-black crime. And they always bring that up for a reason. Because a lot of times, black people, you won't address those situations. A lot of black people won't even talk about the black-on-black crime that's going on in their cities, and their communities, and their states, and their neighborhoods. They won't even talk about it. But the minute something happens where a non-black has done harm, inflicted harm on a black, you want to cry and scream racism. But you don't want to do that when black people are inflicting harm on other black people. You don't want to cry and be outraged about that. And that's why no one takes us seriously. All this inconsistency. Wrong is wrong, right is right. It don't matter if someone's black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, man, woman, boy, girl, youth, teenager, middle age, old. It don't matter. Republican, Democrat, wrong is wrong, right is right. If you're going to call out one thing, you got to call everything out that's wrong. And that's why, it amazes me. Because you see this all the time. And another reason why a lot of these black people are also standing up for Willie, their idea is this: well, if Michael Dunn didn't get first-degree murder, and Zimmerman got away with it, then Willie should be able to get away with it too. You guys act like ignorant-ass children. I didn't get a piece of gum, so I'm going to throw a fucking tantrum. That's why no one takes us seriously. And that's why I don't take half of us seriously, because you're inconsistent. 1 minute it's wrong and racist, and how could you do that? They were just children, they were being kids. Next minute, they shouldn't have been out there. They shouldn't be pranking, they shouldn't be doing any of that. That's why no one takes us seriously. That's why everyone laughs at us. Because, half of the time, we're hypocrites. And let's just be honest, half the time we are some big hypocrites. Also, I feel like another reason why everyone's on Willie's side too, well, a decent amount of black people, and notice the people that are on his side happen to be black men on YouTube, which goes to show me the gender war that's been going on within the black YouTube and internet world is just appalling. Because y'all would sit up here and allow a child to be killed, regardless of what he or she did. A child is dead. And then the only reason why you're defending Willie is because he's black and he's a man. Right? Because women, girls, we hate them. There's a reason why we don't have this, that, and the other. White people, we hate them. This is why we don't have this, that, and the other. That's y'all way of thinking. And once again, black women, our lives aren't valued either. And our lives are even more less valued than the black man's in the black community. And we see that every day. Because you don't see that many people talking about Renisha McBride and Rekia Boyd. But we can sit up here and barbon the news about Jordan Davis and Trayvon Martin. Which, don't get me wrong, all of these situations are sad. But all of these situations need to be equally addressed. It shouldn't be one over the other. The point is, people are being killed. Children are losing their lives. Whether they're listening to loud music, whether they're egging someone's car, whether they're walking, back home, whether they're seeking help after a car crash. People are losing their lives. That's what we need to be focusing on. But like I said, you're too indecisive on what you're going to deem racist, non-racist, good, bad, ugly. You're too indecisive. And then y'all focused on gender wars and other stupidity that's not important. And this is why no one takes us seriously. And yes, this is going on the Truth Be Told 92 channel. I have links to my other channels in the description box where I talk about issues like this all the time. It's just on the Truth Be Told, I try to keep it PG-13. I do, I really do. But some of y'all, you're a hypocrite, you contradict yourself 24/7, and I'm calling you out on your bull crap. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this situation, and deuces.